It's Saturday. It's time for another cold open. And I've been looking for a battery to do this review for about 20 minutes and I can't find one. I'll be right back. Afternoon, everybody. This is John Manzione, Spinfuel eMagazine, and this is another edition of the Cold Open. Today, I have a very special guest who is supposed to be here today for this review, and we're going to be reviewing the iTaste Arachnid, along with the Innokin or Innokin Exthermal dripping atomizer. Now, you guys might know I've mentioned this on occasion that I'm not a big, I'm not really an advanced vapor. You know, I basically just I like my stuff. I like my simple stuff. I like this kind of thing. So, although I've been using this MechMod with some other clearamizers and what have you, and I've enjoyed it, especially with the Stratos, but I have not had a chance to wrap a coil and use this RDA. So I figured now would be a great time, if I was ever going to invite someone to make an appearance on the show, to come in and sit with me and talk to me about this, talk to you about this. And it'd be great. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody's here. Let's see who it is.
Johnny.
Joseph. How are you, sir?
Good, bud. How are you doing?
Well, you know, it's been tough. I'm just kidding. Everything's great. Everything's great.
Hey,
you know.
I got some great news, John.
What's that?
The Oxford English Dictionary has finally recognized the word vaping. Believe that or not. So now it's officially in their dictionary. And you know what? Years ago, when I started vaping, I felt like I was the only one, you know, using these things.
Yeah.
Very embarrassed. I was actually embarrassed to even go out in public with them. I wanted something real small so nobody would know. Now you go down the street nowadays, bud, you could see 5, 6, 7 people vaping. It's becoming very mainstream. So in a way, I'm really glad, because that means a lot of tobacco users are now getting off tobacco and switching over to e-cigs. So that's promising. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that is a good sign. So you got a lot of vapors in your area.
Yeah. Oh, a couple years ago, I thought I was the only one, but yeah, it's just going crazy here. And I know in Florida, where you're at, it's tenfold down there.
There's a lot.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. There is a lot. Tell me, as I haven't heard this before, so thank you for bringing me this news. Is the word vape, or is it vaping, or what? What made it to the dictionary? Do you know?
No, it says it's vaping, and the definition is inhaling or exhaling vapor with an electronic cigarette or similar device.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, that's a milestone for us. I think that's very cool. It's very cool.
That's right. And hey, I want to congratulate you on Spinfuel.com's 5,000 Facebook likes. Holy
Thank you.
cow, buddy.
Yeah,
You're
thanks.
big time. I think I only got 1,200, but wait, you give away a lot of stuff on your Facebook page.
That's true. We do.
So, with this review of the Arachnid that we're doing today, I'm going to give 2 of these away on my Facebook page. I'm going to do each one separate.
You're kidding.
This one next week, this one the week after. So, go to my Facebook page. I don't know, it's the Smokenjoey. I don't know how that's all. I forget the name of it, but you'll find it.
It's Facebook.com/the Smokenjoey, I believe.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I
Wow.
had a chance to use the Arachnid. Have you?
I've used this. I was just telling the audience, I've used the MechMod, but I was just looking for a battery that I had here, and I don't know what happened to it. So, I can give you my wife's impressions of it, and but I also told them that I have not used the Exthermal, which is kind of like why I wanted to invite you on, because you have, and I think you would be much more the much more appropriate choice to tell the audience what you think of the dripper.
Sure.
And
wow, okay. You know, let me switch to my other camera here, John. We'll just get down to business with it if you don't mind.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's what
Now,
I brought you on for,
why do they
buddy.
call it the Arachnid? Can you tell me that?
Because it's got spider webs on it, I think.
Yes, and it does, and it does. I'm giving you guys a close-up view. This is the box it comes in, and of course you have the scratch and sniff seal to make sure it's authentic there. But you know, nice packaging, John. It's very similar to most of their devices.
Yeah.
This is a mechanical mod. Again, it's nothing special, but it is a mechanical mod. Let me get you a better shot of that. It's a telescoping mod that goes out from 18350 to 18500 to 18650. I'm bringing it all the way out to 18650. Right now I got an 18350 battery here. I'm just showing the audience here. You know, when you screw it all the way out and it ends, there's no threads. You can't see any threads here.
Well, that's nice.
That's nice. And some of them actually come apart too. Now the top pin, the 510 connector pin, I'll give you a close-up of that. I don't know if you can, there you go. I think that's a pretty good shot. You can see they do have slots in there for airflow. And if I don't know if you can even catch that, if you could see the words AG925. And what that means, folks, is that AG is a chemical symbol for silver. 925 means it's 92.5% silver, 7.5% copper or other type of alloys.
Well,
So
that
it's a
would
good
make it sterling silver, wouldn't it?
No, I don't know. I don't think so, John. I don't think so. It
Okay.
could be. You could be right. I don't want to say yes or no. But it is a nice connector pin, and it's adjustable. You can turn it. I'm making sure I could see it. If you turn it in, the 510 drops down, and if you turn it counterclockwise, the 510 pin will move up. It'll accommodate a lot of different clearmizers. So that's nice. I like that.
That's a very easy way to adjust the pin, too.
It is, yeah. It's very, and some of the push buttons are nice too. The push pins, I like them. This is the bottom battery connector to negative end, and again, it is also marked with AG925. Now you can see I goobered it up here. I tried taking it apart. There is a metal spring in there, a brass spring. It looks like very tough. I mean, you guys can see how hard that is to push. Not too hard for me though. You can see the vent holes in there too, plenty of vent holes. Give you another close-up of that. I'm going to put it back on, and we're going to stick my, I might as well show you this while I got this nice close-up. This is the locking ring for the push button. Turn it clockwise, you aren't able to push the button. Loosen it, go counterclockwise, left-hand thread, you can push the button. So it does have a locking feature. Let me stick it back in, and then I don't want to lock it. We'll stick it back in. We're going to put the battery in, okay? And then I'm going to put my top piece on. And we're going to screw it down to fit the 18350 battery. Is that all right, John?
That sounds perfect.
Give it a vape test, buddy.
I got to admit, I like the mod better with a 350 in it rather than stretched out.
I do. Yeah, it's nice and small, you know, but the battery's not going to last the greatest. But, you know, if you're only going out to vape for an hour or two, perfect battery to use.
Or you've got several 350s hanging around, all charged up and ready to go.
It's nice and tight. Now, this mod here, mechanical mod, has spider webs on it, hence Arachnid, okay? It came with this Exthermal. I thought it was a clearmizer at first, but it is a dripper.
Now yours has the silver air controller around it, but we got two of them. One with a silver, one with a black band, right?
Yeah, I'll show you my other one.
Yeah, here's the black band here, folks, if you want to see that. And it's I think that's the only difference, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all I could see, John. But you know, I kind of like the looks of this. Looks like a beehive. Nice, tight pull on the drip tip there. You can see it's a double seal, and pretty nice connection there. And you do have two rubber seals to hold the cap on. Let me give you a view of the cap. It's not coned out or anything, but that's the view of the cap. And I'm going to show you the adjustable airflow. Very similar. Right now, I have all slots are open. There's 4 slots, and I have them all open. Now you can only open 4. You can't just open 2. You can open 4 halfway. And I'm gonna see if I can hook this on. And I wound. Well, actually, my buddies at Vapor Expressions wound me 2 coils. 28 gauge, 7 wraps, and I got a 0.6 ohm on that. So let me try to take that off. There we go. And this piece here, folks, this was very hard to get off at first. Very hard.
It was impossible for me, Joe.
Juice on there. It's a lot easier. I'm trying to give you a close-up of what I got in there. I've been using this. I don't know if you can, how good you can see that. 3 pins. You can see they're thumb screws. They're knurled on each one. And they also have slots so you can use a screwdriver. And I use this for a while. I'm just going to check these and make sure they're nice and tight. They still are. But that's my setup. Now I'm going to put some Epic Juice Vanilla. I love this stuff. 3 milligram strength. There we go. Get full mode.
Boom. Yep. Hey, folks. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but we fixed it. So we're back with Joe. Joe, where did we leave off? Do you remember?
Well, I was just screwing this back on, and if you notice, I got a. Let me see. Can you see the gap between the top 510 connector and the atomizer right there?
Yeah, I can.
What I'm going to do, what's nice about this adjustable cap, I'm going to take it off, and I'm just going to turn this locking screw inward, clockwise, to make a nice tight connection. And then I'll turn it counterclockwise to make it tight. So I got a nice tight connection there, you can see. So now we're going to stick this baby on, John. And we're going to give it a vape test. Now, remember I was telling you about the adjustable airflow. I'm going to show you the slots here. Okay, you can see there's 4 slots.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have all 4 open or all 4 half open. I'm going to start it off and open all of them. So all 4 slots are open. We're going to take a puff on this.
Joe, I kind of like that idea because you're getting an even amount of air over the coils, passing over the coils. You know, if they were all on one side or whatever, you'd have air rushing in from that one side. But this way, it's taking it all up. And so, you told me that when you'll show us that when you close the air down, it happens through all 4 of them, like in quantum entanglement.
Yeah. Now, I always try to line the air holes up with the coils when I put my top cap on. But let's give this a vape.
Not bad. Now, that's wide open?
Wide open. Let me see if I can give you. Is that a better view?
It is a better view. Would work better if we had a black background up there with the,
you
know.
know. Okay, I'm going to close the air holes all halfway. Let's see what happens.
That's still a phenomenal amount of vapor.
Yeah, it is, and it's a tighter draw. I kind of like the tighter draw because typically these drippers, it's like sucking through a straw.
Right.
I don't care for that a lot. I really don't. That's why I don't drip that much. I use, you know, the iStick, the Zen. I got a whole bunch of batteries here I'm using, but it does provide great taste dripping, especially with that Epic Vanilla.
Yeah.
It really.
That's really, that's nice.
I'm going to bring it, let me see if I can get you a picture of that hole, where it's set at. Yeah, you can see all 4 holes are going to be set, you know, maybe a 16th or better, open.
Yeah.
Still good vapor. Nowhere near as much with them wide open or half open, but you know, you have some room to play with. I like it. It seems to vape really well. You know, and I have this cheap IGO I was using as a dripper. This puts this to shame. I really like this a lot. I like the deep well. Now the pins inside here, I'm going to give you a better view of them if you can. They are kind of narrow, so you got to be a little careful. They do have thumb screws, and you can use a screwdriver. But after you vape, you know, take several vapes, go in and check them and make sure they're tight, because that heat sometimes on these little pins will want to loosen them up a little bit. But all in all, John, it's you know, it's a great device. I want to make sure I covered everything on this.
You have no idea how much I had to pay him to appear on my show.
Oh, come on now. These threads, they really turn nice.
They do. Yes, they do.
I mean, the locking ring here, sometimes it'll loosen up and you can't push, but if you have it tight, you're going to be all set. Turn it out, you can't push the button. Turn it in, you can push the button. So
yeah,
all about it, you know, it's a basic mod, and I think it probably would be good for anybody just getting into it, wants something a little bit smaller like this. Now you can put you know, the 18650 batteries in here and make this thing about that much longer if you want to. Of course, the battery's going to last a lot longer.
Right.
So they get flexibility, some versatility in this, and I do like that. But this actually will fit in my pocket, nice and heavy, very sturdy. And I you know, I really like this dripper that included with the new Arachnids. Now remember, I'm giving 2 of these away next week on my Facebook page. 1 per week, so check that out.
That is excellent. Go over there and like his page if you haven't already, and try to win one of these. Now, let me ask you a couple questions here. I did not. The reason why I brought you on the show is because I actually wanted my wife to review this, because she had Tom wrap a couple of coils for her, and because she doesn't want to do that kind of, she's too busy, and I don't. I mean, I'm too busy too. So. So we set one up for her, and she really liked it. And she said something that kind of struck me as true, and I wanted to get your opinion on this. The Exthermal. Now, a lot of advanced drippers may dismiss this. You know what I mean? Because it's not a gauntlet. It's not a, you know, whatever. And it's probably a $40 or so kind of deal. You know, and she told me that we seem to be bridging the gap between dripping atomizers and glassamizers with this. It brings us closer to kind of like a hybrid. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of new drippers out there now, John, that have a tank of e-liquid that can hold 3, 4, or 5 milliliters of e-liquid and constantly. I guess you could say it is a clearomizer, but it really isn't. You still have the strong coils, the higher wattage, a hell of a lot more vapor. But yeah, it is kind of bridging the gap there. You're right. They're looking like clearomizer.
To give you a photography analogy, for years I've used Nikon equipment since the 70s, but when Nikon first got into the digital SLRs, they came out with what they call a DX format, which is a smaller sensor than a full-size 35mm sensor. And then, of course, they did come out with a full size, but it was only on their D1 and their D2 and things like that. And what I guess what I'm trying to say is that someday, soon, I think, perhaps in 2015. We're going to see one of these companies come out with full-size coils that you build at home with cotton as your wicking and things like that, and they're going to be pre-made. I really think that's going to happen, and then perhaps they'll figure out a way that you don't have to attach them to posts, truly make them a kind of a glassamizers thing, by being able to buy 5 packs of these you know, full size, like, you know, not DX size anymore. Now it's full size, like 35 millimeter. But it's full size atomizers with like twin coils, quad coils, whatever you want to do, you know, and then you just sort of maybe drop them into the atomizer, you know.
You know what I think?
That's just an idea. It's just what she mentioned it, and I thought it was worth thinking about anyway.
Here's what I think. I think there's going to be a market for people that are actually just going to sell, you know, the simple, I just had it here, the simple iGo. They're going to wind a coil, stuff it, and ship them out, and they're going to be almost probably as cheap as a $10 clearmizer, and they'll give you replacement coils. That way, because a lot of people, including myself, I don't care to wind coils. I just don't care to do that. I get more satisfaction out of an electronic cigarette of this size, and if it's the right one, even this size here. I don't like the loose draw in these, but I think there's going to be a market for companies popping up. A whole complete set. Here you go. It's wound, cotton's in it. Take it. You just dump your juice in it and go. And they're going to be cheap enough where they're going to be disposable. I bet you within the next 2 to 3 years that's going to happen. That's
Well,
just my
yeah,
opinion.
no, that's sort of like what I'm saying here. It's sort of like what, you know,
it's like what you were saying,
right? And if you and if you want to buy a let's say like this one, if this was built, this had a way of just dropping in a full assembled coil,
Yes.
like instead of having to screw it into your post, just drop it in. Then that would bring dripper quality flavor and vapor to the masses. I think that's a good idea. Because I'm too busy to wrap my own coils too. I mean, Thomas showed me. I've done it a few times, but
are shaky. I just don't have time to be doing that.
Yeah.
Now this one here, I got the Council of Vapors. If I can get this screw off this glassamizer. Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
This is a baby here. This is nice with the Pyrex drip tip. It comes with sub-ohm coils already built in.
Yeah.
The pack of the coils that it comes in.
I think it's 0.8, isn't it?
All set up. You buy them just like that. 0.8,
yeah.
1.2, and I think they have 2 and 2.4. Now I got the 0.8 coil in here, and it's a Pyrex glass. The seal on it is just amazing on this. I really like this glassamizer here. And I'm going to put this on the Arachnid and just to see what it'll do. Now this has adjustable airflow, and I had it blocked off.
Yeah, those Stratos are pretty good.
Yeah, the great vapor. This is has 4 size holes. It'll click when it gets to the hole you want. Right there, I got it on, I think, the second to the largest. Good vapor out of the council. That's the Stratus by Council of Vapors.
Here's a good question for you, dude. How does the flavor compare to the Exthermal? Well, first of all, have you ever tried the same flavor in both devices? And then, of course, whether you have or whether you haven't, how would you put let's say the dripping atomizer was 100. Okay,
yeah.
Where would you put the flavor of the Stratos?
Now the Stratus, see, there's a problem there, John, because when I drip, I use 3 milligrams of nicotine, and when I use the Stratus or an EVOD or whatever, I use 18.
Right.
So I don't have 3 and 18 in the same flavors, but you know the flavor.
Yeah.
In this, with a 0.6 ohm coil, is really good. Now, of course, the hotter you get, to me, it just tastes like crap, burnt. Yeah, you get a lot of vapor, but this tastes really good.
See, I think the Stratos. I use the Stratos a lot. It's my favorite. It's my favorite glassamizer now. You know, I put it above all of the ones that we've tasted. Even when I did a turbo Aerotank turbo review last week or week before, and that's really great flavor. I think the only thing that tops the Stratos for me is the Joytech Delta. That's freaking crazy, man. I love that.
I know. I ran out of coils, so I can't use mine. But yeah, especially. Oh, and I have my. Oh, that's something I wanted to show you. I took my eVic Supreme, this eVic Supreme, and I took my original. Let me see if I can get you a picture here. Yeah, I engraved my original eVic battery tube with the Smokenjoey, and I put it on my eVic Supreme. And you have to knock out that white insulator piece before it'll work, but I got an eVic Supreme with my original engraved battery tube.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Now, folks, I don't know if you remember this or not. It depends on how long you've been reading. But when the original eVic came out, Joey had one engraved with the word Spinfuel, and he sent it to me. Still have it right up there in the bookcase. It's one of my prized possessions, Joe. It really is. I have used it a few times, but it's kind of like I don't want to screw it up. You know what I mean? Because it's the first time anybody in the industry's ever done something like that for me. So I thought it was pretty cool. So
you're worth it, buddy.
Sure.
Well, I got to take off here, pal.
All right. Well, listen. So, bottom line, what do you think? Bottom line, what do you think of the setup there?
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's small. That's probably one of the best things I like about it now. The design with the spider webs on there, that's going to be a personal preference. I personally like it, but some people may not.
Right.
This performs very well. I do like the Exthermal RDA on this. Everything, it just, and look how it looks.
I think it looks great.
Piece deal. Fits in your hand nice. Yeah. So I give it a big thumbs up. I like the Innokin. They call this the Arachnid. So big thumbs up for me, John.
All right, baby. I agree with you. Or at least, well, my wife agrees with you. I don't have much experience with it, but she agrees with you. Listen, I can't thank you enough for stopping by. It was really, I think it's been important to our viewers and to see it in action. And it's something that I was not prepared to do.
Yeah, next week, John, maybe, or the week after, we'll review the new Smoke Tech. What is that? Beck Pro?
Yeah. All right.
Do you have that one? I think you have.
I do. We have a couple. We bought some to give away, so we still have a couple left.
All right, let's do that one. I'm traveling next week. Maybe I'll bring all my stuff and we'll do a review in my hotel room.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, man. I think the next time we'll see each other is in Tampa.
Yep. All right.
All right, buddy.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.
All right, thanks. And that was the great Smokenjoey. And I thought he was going to hang around and listen to us. It was really nice of him to come over and do that for me. He was really busy this weekend. He had a lot of stuff to do, but he knew I needed him to come over. That's the kind of guy he is. So he lives in Pennsylvania, and unfortunately I live in South Florida, and that really is unfortunate. But so anyway, it was good that he had to do it. Listen, my wife really likes this setup. She likes it in the 350 size, and with the 350 battery in it, because you don't have to telescope it out at all. And as long as Tom will keep wrapping coils, she loves this sucker. So I think she agrees with Joe, and it's a thumbs up. Both of them thumbs up. And that's it for me today. I will be back next week in my usual setup here, and we'll see you then.